English 101. I wanted to walk you through an exercise in using quotes. Now, you're getting a lot of experience with this through your write-ups on readings. That's allowing you to experience embedding, picking a quote, embedding that quote, and properly citing that quote. But I wanted to show you a few other cases that you might run across. So let's take a look. I've got a pretend sample essay here. It's not a real essay. Let's just pretend it's an essay. I've got my heading, I've got my title, I've got my very first sentence. I don't have a thesis yet, but that's okay. And let's just pretend in my next sentence I want to use a quote. So I'm going to go over here, and I've already pre-selected a couple of quotes to our Nolan essay. So this is Domestic Poverty, an Overview by K. Nolan. And one of the quotes I liked was this one. It's really, really simple, yet some 40 million Americans live in poverty, and the poverty rate remains stubbornly high at 12.3%, where it was in 2006. I think that's a really good quote. It's very, very clear, and it introduces the problem of income inequality. I'm going to hit Control or Command C, which copies what I've just highlighted, and bring it over here to my essay. I'm going to put my cursor down, and the first thing I'm going to do is put a quotation mark, just so I don't forget. This is somebody else's words, not my own. And then hit Control or Command V. There's the quote. Now you can see it's in a very different font than the rest of the text, and it's got this weird highlighting. How do you get rid of that? Take a look at this button right here. It contains what's called the Merge Formatting button, and when you select it, it just changes what you've pasted to match everything on your page. It's very, very cool. That's in Microsoft Word. Let me show you the same thing in Google Docs. This is a Google Docs copy, and if you go here, and it's already merged the format somehow, but anyway, let's just imagine here that when I put this down, this quote down, that it's highlighted and I can't get rid of it. What I would do is highlight the text, go to Format, and just clear formatting, and then reformat to match what I was doing. Okay? So that's Google Docs. These are all format issues, just so you know. Okay? But the point is, now I have a quote from an outside source. I want to make sure that there are quotes around it. And I'm going to put my parenthetical citation in. Now, a parenthetical citation contains the author's last name and page number. Here it's Nolan, and then end quote and period, because there are no page numbers here. All right? The other thing I need to do is introduce the quote. This would be okay if this were APA format, but it's not. It's MLA format. So we've got to introduce that quote. So because my sentence says the United States has income inequality that is leading to many problems, I'd like to show that this is proving that. So maybe I need a transition. Let's see. Data suggests that, and then this yet doesn't work in this new sentence. Data suggests that yet some. So what I'm going to do is just get rid of it. Now you'll notice that now I'm starting with the word some. It's not capitalized, right? It's not capitalized. That means I've cut off something at the beginning. I do not need to indicate that with an ellipses. So it's good as is. And read the rest of it, and we're good to go. All right. Now, what if I wanted to put a quote from a different author in the same sentence? I like the contrast between the Nolan essay and the Osnos essay. In fact, I found a little quote here, and this is from Tim Chang. So let me copy it just so we're ready. And then in my essay, I'm going to put it down. Okay, so there's my quote that I copied from the text. I want to make sure I merge the formatting, put quotes around it, let my readers know where I got it. In this case, it's Osnos. But Osnos didn't write these words. Tim Chang did. So I need to write quoted in Osnos. All right, and there's no page number, so I skipped that. And then I also need to introduce the quote. And because this is an indirect quote, we use the person who said its name. And so here we're going to just make sure of the spelling. Sorry about that. So this is Tim Chang. And in our text, let's see. Data suggests that some 40 million Americans live in poverty, and the poverty rate high where it was in 2006 from Nolan, comma, but this is a stark contrast to billionaire Tim Chang, who says, oh my God, if there is a civil war or giant earthquake that cleaves off part of California, we want to be ready. Quoted in Osnos, period. That's good. But running this all together in one sentence is still not quite working. So let's see. Who living in fear of losing his money says, oh my God, if there's a civil war or a giant earthquake that cleaves off part of California, we want to be ready. And maybe the contrast, this is starkly different. This is a stark contrast to the way billionaires live, according to, there we go, billionaire Tim Chang, who's living in fear of losing his money. He says, oh my God, if there's a civil war or a giant earthquake that cleaves off of California, we want to be ready. And we need a little more context there. Let's see. We want to talk about how they're spending their money. They're not spending it on the poor or helping their communities. They're building fortresses. So I might say something like that there. Anyway, that's how you use quoting in an essay. Please note that I have two pieces of outside information. They are both cited, and they're cited properly according to MLA format. And I did want to run these together in the same sentence, and you certainly could have, but as I read it, it was getting too complicated, so I left them separate. I hope that's helpful, just so you can understand what we're doing. If not, there'll be more examples coming up your way this weekend. Have a good one. Look for your week 3 videos soon. Bye, everybody.